Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. This is a reading for the sign of Scorpio in any of those placements. This will be a 2022 overview reading, and together today we'll go through a few different things together and work out what kind of energy you're dealing with at this time. So first, Scorpio, we will get a theme for you this year. Next, we'll do a 9-card spread to see what sorts of energies you're moving through, toward, with at this time. After that, I'll pose a question, we'll get some additional information, and then we'll close out with a final message, a major arcana card to send you on your way. First though, Scorpio, I do want to transmit some channeled messages that I received for you. One is that I got a few keywords for the water signs during this time in 2022. Those keywords are crystalline, water body, and leader. Crystalline, water body, leader. If those things mean anything to you or they just pique your interest, please think about them and look them up. Next, I wanted to transmit that Pluto is a big influence this year, not just for you, Scorpio, but for everybody. Because you are ruled in part by Pluto, of course, you're very familiar with its effects. However, it could be that you're sitting back and watching the world go by this year because you're so used to working with this energy and not everyone else is. So 2022 is big with Pluto. I'm not sure why that is astrologically, but that's what I'm feeling intuitively. So just be aware of that and just know that you might have a bit of an upper hand, but don't let that let you get cocky, Scorpio, because this could be really your time to shine. And you might as well use it instead of sitting back and just letting it pass you by. Look into it, do some research, move in a way that you feel is comfortable to you. So, your theme card, Scorpio, you've got opportunity. What I'm noticing specifically about this card is how the moon is kind of obscured behind these pine trees. It's like something is rising out of the dark, and it's sort of like that idea of moving in the shadows, working in the shadows, and it's something that obviously you're so good at, Scorpio. So it could be the energy of an unexpected opportunity, but quite frankly, I feel that this is something you're generating from within. So it's like this gem in the dark kind of vibe. It's like a giant crystal in a darkly lit cave, and it's like you turn the light on and you see this brilliant thing. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting for you. Also, when I was meditating on your energy, I was feeling a sort of wounded warrior kind of feeling for you. The 9 of Wands card could give you a good idea of what that means. It's someone who's been through battle and is at the same time yet still standing up and fighting, even when they're worse for wear. At this time or moving through this year, you could be a little bit worse for wear, Scorpio, but like whatever you've got your mindset on, you're still moving toward, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it seems like, no matter how haggard you are. Of course, take care of yourself, but I hope you do know what I mean. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you today to see if there's any other messages for you. Gifts from the universe are ready to cascade into your life. Abundance, health, longevity, vitality, and joy are flowing to you gently and easily in the days ahead. There may be times when the goodness of life feels like it is ebbing and flowing rather than being a steady stream of fulfillment. This is similar to the moon peeking through the pine trees for a moment or two. But as you stay open and receptive, physical and emotional gifts will come into your life. Instead of bemoaning the fact that there isn't a steady and constant stream of joy and gifts from the universe, accept whatever you receive in the spirit of gratitude, and your bounty will increase tenfold. This is a universal law. Wow, Scorpio. What I'm feeling for you is that idea of if you're sitting back and watching the world go by in that wounded warrior energy, it's kind of like, don't let the good things pass you by, because you could just step out and receive them as well. That's what I'm feeling. I think more messages will come to me about this in a bit, but we're going to go ahead and move on to your 9-card spread today. This is interesting. I'm getting a bit of an itch in my left eye. Usually when I channel, my nose itches, but it's being shifted to my left eye specifically for your reading. So there could be some sort of significance to that. Maybe there's an esoteric idea of the left eye, or you're a huge TLC fan and you're celebrating the life of left eye. Something's really specific about the left eye, I'm telling you. Like if you're a musician, you could be having, like, you could be creating like a tribute song to her or something. Otherwise, it's more generally an esoteric idea, concept. Let me know what that is. The left eye, what it means. I'll look it up later. I'm very curious. Scorpio. Sun, moon, rising, north node. I have to tell you, I was having a hard time getting into this today, Scorpio, because I was feeling really worse for wear. And I know that that was your energy. And what it feels like is something is there right beyond the horizon line, beyond the pines, a place beyond the pines kind of feeling. And it's just right there. It's very, very close. And it's available to you if you wish to find it. Don't get stuck in that haggard, jaded energy for too long. Because if you do, you could spend the entirety of 2022 in it, just because Pluto, which is associated with your sign, is going to be playing such a big role. So use it wisely. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, north node. I realize a lot of that sounded prescriptive, and I don't mean to be so, but I'm feeling that the Scorpios here understand, and they actually kind of like it when you speak direct. And yeah, I feel someone are really appreciating just being told directly that that's what's going on for them, and they really resonate with that. And it's kind of like clicking something into place inside of them so that they can move forward. Now that I've transmitted those messages, I can feel that I'm speaking much clearer. My channel is clear, so there is some blocked energy going on for you, and I think it's coming from within. Only you can clear it out. Also, I received a message about this card about doing some clearing, some cleansing, whatever is culturally or magically appropriate to you, whatever you practice, doing some cleansing within yourself. One more time. Okay. Yeah, there's something that really needs to be cleared out from within in order to move forward. 9 cards for Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, north node in 2022, please. What cards do Scorpio need for their best and highest good? I'm also getting taking a risk. When I was shuffling that oracle deck, I received the card patience for you, and I didn't feel that it was your card directly, but it might be relevant. And that card was speaking of waiting before you take a risk and listening for the signs. However, what I was feeling is you taking that risk. Maybe you've already waited and it's overdue. Knight of Cups. Daring, bold, brave, leap. Okay. How many cards are here? Let's see, out of curiosity. We've got the 6 of Wands. 5 cards. Knight of Wands. So we've got a Knight of Cups and a Knight of Wands. Some fire, some water. That's you. Whoa. Okay. It's a really stop and start kind of feeling. It's like you really want to talk and then you really don't. 6 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. 2 of Cups. Is that why you don't want to talk about it? Are you letting the world pass you by in the sense that you see others in unique and interesting partnerships and you're not in one, and you're bemoaning that fact and feeling jaded? Is that what's going on for some of you? Are you sitting in a Queen of Pentacles energy, but in a sort of false way, like I'm solid and good on my own, I don't need that, but really you do want that? If that's the case, I feel like there is someone that's just right for you and someone that's going to get you out of that energy. If that's the case. The Hierophant. A lot of higher power spiritual energy with this Hierophant. More esoteric learning. Maybe you're magically in a rut and there's someone that's going to shake that up for you. And this could be a real person, or this could be like an energy of a spirit guide or someone that you're working with from beyond the grave. I'm literally seeing someone working with books, and they're like connecting with scientists who have passed on long before, but like working with their energy is what shifts you and shakes you into a more dynamic and free range. Okay. Very clear and direct at the end there. 9 of Pentacles, King of Cups. There is something to do with your emotions here, and I'm having trouble using my voice, and so I feel like it's you not wanting to talk about this. Now my nose is itching, which I know means I'm tapped into your energy, so I know that I'm fucking right. You don't want to talk about this. If this has anything to do, I'll get back to the spiritual side of things. A door just opened on its own. I will have you know. I will get back to the spiritual side of things. Let me pause for a moment and think about that. A door just opened on its own. Right off to my side, and that is, I'm feeling like a metaphor. What is this thing just beyond the pines here? What sort of door have you opened up? Now, I'm not advocating for any sort of use your practice maturely, wisely, and mindfully. But it's possible that whatever work you've been doing, if this has to do with spirituality, is opening up a door for you just beyond. It's not far off, and it's almost just accessible to you. It's like just outside of the reach of your fingertips, although I don't think you know that yet. I don't think you know that yet. I have chills. I'm not going to lie, Scorpio, your energy is kind of creepy right now. But I think it's just that it's esoteric and powerful. And I'm once again being shown that image of like a crystal skull in a cave that's lit up from within. Like this light bulb comes on. I remember how I was speaking about someone like working with the spirit of someone who's passed on, specifically a scientist. This could be like Nikola Tesla, kind of electric energy. And it's like it self-generates power. You could be working with an idea like that. You could be working with crystals. You could be doing experiments with piezoelectricity, like the electricity that comes from crystals. If you didn't know that's a thing, it's a thing. These things literally generate electricity. That's a scientific fact. The Hierophant is holding this key. And like I said, it feels like this thing beyond the pines is just beyond. It's just beyond. This Hierophant is holding the key. So it's well within grasp of you. It's well within grasp. With this Two of Cups, I'm feeling some sort of Now, I just got Marie Curie. Didn't she work with her husband in the lab? Like, she's, of course, most well known because she was the scientist who, what did she discover? Some sort of volatile poison, right? Anyway, I'm pretty sure that her husband worked in the lab with her, and that's who I'm feeling on this card. So it's possible that for some of you, your partner is actually helping to generate this energy within you. It's some sort of mix of elements like fire and water. Do you see this cup that the Knight of Cups is holding? That feels like that energy. With this card, the Knight of Wands, I'm getting the Library of Alexandria. You see this village with fire there, and you know, that library burned to the ground. For what reason? We don't really know. Or I guess the reason was to, you know, stifle knowledge. Yeah, there's something about hidden knowledge here, and I don't have immediate access to what that knowledge is, but all I know is that it's something you're working with. Okay. Give me just a second, Scorpio. I'm going to move on now. This Queen of Pentacles is holding whatever the thing is you're keeping hidden. Now, if you're a scientist and you're working on a new project, it could just be, I'm getting this kind of like secretive dark energy because you're quite literally keeping it in the dark and haven't revealed it yet. No matter what field that you're working in, it's just that vibe. It's that feeling of keeping something secret. And secrets, no matter good, bad, whatever, secrets just have a vibe to them. They have a certain energy to them, and sometimes that can be perceived as negative. You ever like find out someone has a secret and you're kind of fearing the worst, but it turns out to be not that bad or actually in fact good? That's what I'm feeling for you. And maybe that's the energy that you're projecting in the world, Scorpio. I get it now. You could be coming off in that way. Just be aware of it. And it's people will think you're hiding a secret, and maybe you are, but what they don't know is that that secret is actually quite beautiful and quite good, I think, for a lot of you. Like, whatever this knowledge is, this is positive, high vibe for the good of humanity shit. I don't channel otherwise. I'm not going to get into esoteric practices that do anything but that. So whatever it is, if you're tuned in here, it's something positive. It's something good. Something very clear. But because it's a secret, it's just that you might be projecting to the world in a way that's not in alignment with what it is you're actually working on. Does that make sense? Like, you could be coming off as a little bit creepy or secretive. You know, if you're staying at work late and your wife is asking you, where have you been? And it's because you can't tell her the project you're working on, or it's because you're like working extra hours in order to buy her a new ring or something like that. It's just, I think that it could be important to communicate to the people that you love in your life that like whatever it is for the highest good. I hope that makes sense. Find a way. You don't have to reveal everything. If it's not time, you're not able to. There's a non-disclosure agreement, something like that, but just make sure to let them know this is a good thing. This is not anything dangerous or negative. Phew. Okay, Scorpio, that was really intense. I'm going to get some additional information for you now with another deck. However, first, I do want to pause to pose a question for you. I just want to say, I feel so much better now that I got that out and now that I conveyed it to you. And I'm getting the sense that the people around you that are close to you, that care about you, are going to feel that sense of relief once they figure out what it is you've been up to. You know, they're going to feel really relieved. It's going to be a big sigh of relief because they're going to be no longer worried that, for example, for some of you that you've relapsed, people are worried you're relapsing, but it's really because you're working on something like a new book in private and you're not ready to tell them that. But they're going to be so very relieved when you come out, and it's going to be viewed as a big success. Success for your relationships, your community, for all. You also might receive fair compensation for whatever this is with the Six of Pentacles. Now, sorry, moving along. Question. Take a moment, pause, write this down in your notebook, take a few seconds to really think about this, feel into this, and then come back with your energy. We'll put it in the cards and have a conversation together about it. So the question is, where can you meet the universe halfway? Ask yourself, Scorpio, where can I meet the universe halfway? That is the question for you in 2022. What steps can you take so that the divine can bring you your blessings, your opportunities that are just within fingertips reach, just at arm's length? Where can you meet the universe halfway? Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, north node. The Emperor and the Hierophant. Look at that. That is some boss-like energy. That is the most boss-like energy. And I think once you reveal what it is that you've been doing in secret, or the door opens and is revealed to you, that's how you're going to come off. It's going to come off as very positive and very powerful. Some of you might be achieving some sort of like spiritual blessing, a status position in your spiritual community, something like that. And if it's not literal in the 3D world, it's on high, it's in the ethers, it's in the spirit world, like your soul, your higher self, whatnot, is achieving some sort of recognition. It's like stepping up one level, raising ranks. Remember, one of your keywords was leader. Let's not forget that. Leader. You're going to have a leadership role this year, Scorpio. It's very important. That's why I said Pluto, you've got to watch out for it and use it to your advantage, because your task, what Spirit is asking of you, is to embody this sort of energy, not the wounded warrior energy being on the sidelines. It's like being in your power and authority on the subject, whatever the subject is. Stepping out of the shadows and illuminating yourself from within. Knight of Pentacles and the World. I was feeling that with the Queen of Pentacles. I got that image again of like someone working extra hours in order to buy their partner a new ring. And I got that again with this Knight of Pentacles and this gift here. That's just a side message for some. And also there are two little doves here that look like they're in love. That's just a side message for some of you that that's going to be received well. And it's going to be the start of a new cycle. So for some of you, it means engagement or a renewal of your vows, perhaps. And if not, it's just like a new stage of the relationship, if that's relevant to you. Some of you will meet someone and they like give you a Cracker Jack ring just for fun when they meet you. It's like a kind of flirty, quirky, weird rom-com vibe. Two of Swords. What's that Two of Swords about? It fell out kind of like right on the King of Cups, the Hanged Man. What is it that you're not seeing? What are you intentionally not showing to yourself? What are you intentionally not showing the world? Look at this King of Cups. He's like, I just heard pedantic. So some sort of like a stodgy professor kind of vibe. He's really hanging on for dear life here and white knuckling it through whatever it is he's dealing with. Honestly, the word I keep getting is constipated. It's just a really blocked energy. And I keep feeling that you have to like clear something out to get rid of this blocked energy. Choosing a sword and deciding to see. Putting both swords down and deciding to see. Hell, it doesn't matter how you do this. It just needs to be done. You've been in the cave long enough. You've been on the sidelines long enough. It's time, your task this year is to step into this power. Give me just one moment. I want to look at this opportunity card one more time. Moon through the pine trees. Yeah, it's about gifts and abundance. Staying open and receptive and letting things come into your life. Right? Open and receptive, not this. I'm kind of getting the sense of someone who is like with the stodgy professor vibe, someone that's upset that they're not getting enough like speaking gigs, for example, but instead, if you just are really grateful for the opportunities that you do get, your energy will shift in a way that more people want to book you. Now that can be in any field, but just for example, know that if you're coming off like this, Scorpio, it could be a little off-putting, you know, somewhat, to be honest. So lightening your energy just in the sense of being a little bit more grateful, still being your damn Scorpio self, but lightening it up just in the sense of being grateful for the flow coming into your life can actually help you get further. That's what I feel specifically for you. Okay, Scorpio. Any other messages before we close out? I hope this resonated for someone. I know it's a bit both all over the place and specific. It's a really specific Scorpio energy. And I had a very hard time getting it out, articulating it. So that could be relevant for someone. Oh my gosh. There it is. Now I know the reading is coming to a close because the Nine of Wands. Anytime a card shows up that I've been speaking about, we haven't seen, that's how I know it's like circling back and bringing it home. What's that saying? Hammering it home? What does that even mean? Nine of Wands. This is how I feel you're showing up in 2022, Scorpio. I have to be honest, I think that Spirit is asking you to show up like this instead. It's just for your own good, and I know that you are strong and hard and tough enough to take it. Because the gifts that you have to offer the world are so much more important than hiding away from whatever it is that you're afraid of, or you're protecting yourself from, or whatever you feel jaded about. It's a challenge, it's a risk, but I think that you're up to the challenge, Scorpio. Any more? Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. I was focusing on this Knight of Cups when that came out, and that Knight of Cups is a really gorgeous energy. It's extremely beautiful, and it's possible that you're being asked to kind of show up in this way, this Knight of Cups way, like I said, about being open to that flow in your life. It's a very flowing card, very beautiful and gentle card. And in order to do that, it might take some hard work on your part to like embody a sort of Empress energy. Maybe a more feminine energy. There's a symbol of Venus here. you could tap into that in order to project this forward. And for others, it's that you're working really hard to impress an Empress type in your life. And it feels like someone, you know, this is not for naught. This is like a partner or something. And you're working really hard to show her how much you care about her. Her, them, doesn't matter. It's a feminine energy. And you're working really hard to show up like this for her. And that's gorgeous. That's how she's seeing you, is this Knight of Cups. I really like that for you, Scorpio. Maybe it's a message that if you can be vulnerable in more private moments, it could help you to project a vulnerability and a flow outward in your public life as well. All right. I'm going to clear this out, and then I'm going to pull for you one final major arcana card to send you on your way. Like I said, come back in a few months. See where you're going and where you've been. Take stock. Take an opportunity to reconvene. Progress is not linear. Time is not linear. I think of it as a spiral, and you're always welcome here. Okay. So, final message for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. What does Scorpio need to know in 2022? What card does Scorpio need to see for the Most High? Okay. Do you want this one? The Hanged Man. This could have to do with what sort of sacrifices do you have to make in order to get what you want. I'm seeing this cow here as a sacrifice. What sorts of sacrifices do you have to make in order to get what you want? I'm also feeling the moon with this card. Give me a second. I'm going to read this for you from the book because the meanings are often strange and different, and there may be a vocal activation in here for you, Scorpio. And I'll see what I feel from it. The Hanged Man. Expiation. Devotion is a divine law from which no one is exempt. Penitence, sacrifice, reparation, pardon, transition, illumination. Wow. Penitence, sacrifice, devotion. I feel that devoted energy with you, Scorpio. I feel like some devotion in your private life could radiate outward into your public life. And that's really gorgeous. It's kind of like that softness you need in order to crack that like heavy facade that you have up. That wounded warrior, Nine of Wands facade. Not facade really, like the way that you're appearing. Devotion to the small. It's gorgeous for you, Scorpio. I won't speak on it anymore. I think that you got the message. You're feeling out the message for yourself. Here you go one more time. Okay. Until next time, Scorpio, do take care. Bye.